Awesome. We are live on Facebook. Yesterday, we had a great interview with a friend of mine, Brandon Perry, and we focused on how to utilize Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies as a hedge in order to help protect against or escape the financial matrix. So today, I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about what I do specifically in my practice to help people escape the financial matrix. Because make no doubt about it, the financial matrix is very real. It's a cute play on words from a popular movie, but there's absolutely no doubt that it exists. You see, the financial matrix is all about a system of control, financial control. It's been designed and engineered from the very beginning to be rigged against the average person like you or me. It's designed to enslave the unsuspecting public while profiting those people who consider themselves to be in charge. And so when I say that, I'm talking about the wealthy elites, the big bankers, the politicians. They consider themselves to be in charge or to be elite, and they consider us to be peasants. Most of them, they don't care about us. They just want to control us, and they want to make as much money off us as possible. You know, people complain all the time on social media when they learn about something new and there's a big outrage about it. Like right now, everybody's complaining about the mainstream media and the influence of big tech and how they're censoring information and how they're controlling the narrative about all sorts of things, about the coronavirus, about politics, about the election, and on and on and on. And everybody's outraged about it. But are we really so naive to think that there aren't forces at play in the financial world that manipulate and control the financial narrative, especially with trillions of dollars at stake, especially when there is so much profit to be made? So my question to you is, what if all the things that you thought you knew about the financial world turned out to not be true because we were programmed purposefully with the information to profit them first and us last? Would you want to know about it? Or would you rather just bury your head in the sand like an ostrich and carry on with your life and keep letting the wealthy elites control you through the financial matrix? Now, don't believe me? Let me ask you a couple questions or pose a couple scenarios to you, things that we've heard over and over and over to where now we just consider it conventional wisdom. We consider it normal. How about having a 30-year mortgage? Or the fact that we've been told it's normal to always have a car payment. So just budget it in as a regular expense and that you'll just always have a car payment. Now, we've probably all heard about having an emergency fund. Save up 6 to 12 months in an emergency fund, which I think is a great idea. But they tell you to store that cash in the bank. What about when it comes to buying your life insurance? They tell you buy term life and invest the difference. When it comes to saving for retirement, they tell you to max out your 401k, maximize your IRA contributions. When it comes to investing, they tell you that the stock market will reliably return 12% if you'll just stick in there and invest for the long term. Because after all, nobody can time the market. But what if none of these things were true? What if you've been told these things over and over, again, for a specific purpose, to profit them first and you last? How would you feel about that? And would you want to know about it? That the wealthy elites are profiting at your expense? Is it possible that by telling you these things over and over, is it possible that they're trying to fool you? Well, have they ever fooled you before? Consider this. On a 30-year loan, do you realize that you'll pay double, triple, or even quadruple the purchase price of your house to the bank over time because of the interest? And what about the 401k? Wall Street bankers love when you max out your 401k. And take that pre-tax deduction because that means a little bit more money in every year. And the more money they can get, the more money they make off managing the account. the more money they make through their fees. And they love when you're invested for the long term, because as that pile of money grows and grows and grows, they make even more fees off of it. But let me ask you this. It's obviously good for them because they're making a ton of money, but is it really good for you? Because we've been programmed, or we've been conditioned that you're successful with your 401k if you can look at a piece of paper, or if you can look at the computer screen and see a really big number. But that is not the purpose of a 401k. The main purpose of the 401k is to provide retirement income. And the 401k is a terrible tool for providing retirement income. It's extremely inefficient. However, that's what we've been told to do over and over and over. And believe it or not, the IRS loves the 401k as well. Why? Because they have conditioned us, maybe brainwashed us, to take a small deduction on a relatively small amount of money every year, and then to build up this huge pile of money within the 401k, a big pile of money that's never been taxed, that they can go after later when they need it. And with the country being $25 trillion in debt, do you think they're going to need that money soon? So where do you think tax rates are going from here? Now, with tax rates at historic lows, why in the world are we falling for their lies? How have we ever allowed ourselves to believe that it's a smart idea to take a deduction on this tiny little seed? Doesn't it make sense to pay the tax on the tiny seed and to grow the harvest where we can then access that huge pile of money, income tax free? But that's not what they tell you to do. Why? Remember, are they looking out for you, or are they looking out for themselves? So this is about controlling information. It's about controlling the media, and it's what the financial matrix is really good at. What about with the banks? Because we're told, hey, save up that emergency fund, store your savings in the bank, because they're going to pay you interest. Banks are our friends. But here's the thing. They give you a paltry rate of return, and then they turn around and they lend out your money at much higher rates so they can make a lot of money off it. And if these money markets, savings accounts, and CDs are so great, why don't banks keep their own money there? You know, it might surprise you what they actually do. You see, with their savings, it's called Tier 1 capital, safe and liquid. And you just might be shocked at where they park their Tier 1 capital. And I'll tell you where that is, but you've got to watch my video to find out. I discuss it there. So this is all about escaping the matrix. So listen, if you want to learn how to take their narratives and flip them upside down, flip them on their heads, so you can take back control of your money to escape the financial matrix, what I want you to do is I want you to scroll down on my Facebook feed, and I want you to find my last post about the wealth maximization account and watch my free educational video and learn how you can use the same strategies and the same vehicles that the wealthy use with this wealth maximization account. I teach you how to do 3 things. Number 1, and it's the same stuff the wealthy does. They use these same accounts too, just with a couple extra zeros after the end, what normal people like you and I are going to do. But goal number 1, I'll show you how they use these accounts to grow their wealth off the radar of the IRS for income tax purposes using the rules and the provisions of the tax code. These provisions are 107 years old and it's legal. You just have to know how to do it. 2, I'll show you how to use that same money while it's still growing to finance your own purchases, thus becoming your own bank, and therefore eliminating your need and your dependence on commercial banks. And goal number 3, using that same money to then turn around in your old age and provide you with retirement cash flow. And I'm talking about cash flow that's much better than a 401k, that provides more after-tax spendable money with absolutely zero stock market risk. Sound interesting? Watch the video. But now you're starting to learn why The financial media won't tell you about these accounts. You're learning why Wall Street doesn't want you to know about these accounts. And now you're learning why the big banks don't want you to know about these accounts. But guess what? This is where the big banks park their tier 1 capital. So listen, watch the video. If you're intrigued, message me for a free strategy session to see exactly how it would look for you based on your goals, your situation, and your level of savings capability. Listen, that's all I've got time for today. I absolutely love what we're able to do for our clients by helping them take back control of their money and escape the financial matrix. Watch the video, learn a few things, and you're going to be shocked, just like I was when I first started learning about these concepts. Thanks, everybody. Keep crushing your goals. Have a great day.